Hi, everyone, and welcome to Studio Jake. I, of course, am your host, Jacob Airy. Thank you for joining me today. Be sure to like this video, leave me a comment, and I hope I've earned your subscription today. I talk about pop culture news, comic books, anime, film, all kinds of stuff. So thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Leave me a comment and tell me what you think. And like I said, I hope I earned your subscription no matter what platform you're watching on. I'm all over the place, so I really appreciate it when you subscribe or like my page. So, pretty excited today. Spider-Man is my second favorite superhero. Everyone knows Batman is my first superhero. I think he's the greatest superhero ever made. I think he is, as far as the American canon of original characters, I think he's the greatest. However, number two, at least as far as comic books and superheroes, it's got to be Spider-Man. And one of the interesting things is a few years ago, out came Spider Man Into the Spider Verse. It was a really unique Spidey film from Sony Pictures Animation that had different versions of Spider Man across the Spider Verse. We saw Spider Man Noir. We saw Ghost Spider, who are also known as Spider Gwen. We saw sort of a mainstream Spider Man, and of course, Miles Morales was the protagonist. So, in this film, we're going to see more of that. They're introducing in the trailer, we got to see Spider Man 2099, and they've released a couple more images. Some weird, woke redo of Jessica Drew, which I'm pretty upset about. Like, why? Why? Anyway, on a new poster, though, they revealed two things that I thought was cool. First of all, we got to see Spider Man from Spectacular Spider Man, who, of course, was voiced by Josh Keaton. That was a fantastic animated series. I was really happy to see it. It was actually supposed to eventually connect to Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. However, when that show ended and both Spectacular and Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes ended, they went on to do Avengers Assemble, which has had several other names since then, as well as Ultimate Spider-Man. So with that, in the poster you see an image and it looks like the Spectacular Spider-Man is one of them, but that's not the key one I want to talk about. I want to talk about Scarlet Spider. So for those of you unfamiliar, this is Scarlet Spider. He appeared in the original Clone Saga. So this is the real Clone Saga. This is sort of Tom DeFalco, who was a Spider-Man editor, a big-time Marvel artist and editor. He helped facilitate the Clone Saga, and it went on, geez, for decades. It felt like on for way too long. Well, they introduced a Spider-Man clone, and he ended up taking the name Ben Reilly. That was Scarlet Spider that you just saw. For a while, he posed as Spider-Man, and since then, Marvel has done him dirty. So in the original continuity, they killed him off. He turned to dust. I guess somehow he reformed and he's become a villain since then. I'm very upset about that. So before he became the new Jackal, who was the Spider-Man villain who started the whole Clone Saga, then he started that, and or he started with that, the character's origin, and he's a character who I enjoy a great deal. I love his costume. I love Ben Reilly. I think he's a fantastic character, but I feel like Marvel Comics really did him dirty. His character arc was so ridiculous. How they ended it was so ridiculous, and how they rebooted him was ridiculous. They even did a comic book called Ben Reilly Spider-Man recently in 2022 that was supposed to kind of talk about his adventures while he was posing as Spider-Man. So, the gist of it is Peter Parker briefly lost his powers, so he couldn't be Spider-Man. Also, Mary Jane was pregnant, so they moved to the Daily Bugle Bureau in Oregon. And so Ben Reilly became the new Spider-Man. Now, by the time he had become Spider-Man, he was confident in his abilities. While he was Scarlet Spider, he kind of became a darker version of Spider-Man. Now, he didn't hurt anyone, he didn't kill anyone, but he did kind of take on like a more darker persona because he was less confident because he realized he was just a clone. Although at some point they did think Ben Reilly was the real one. That was a whole thing. So what ended up happening is by the time he became Spider-Man, he was confident in his abilities. It launched a new Spider-Man title called The Sensational Spider-Man. And, this comic book, however, actually I feel does his character right. The Spider-Man, the real Clone Saga, it ends where after they have a last battle between Green Goblin, he kind of decides to ride off into the sunset. He wants to explore his life because he knows he's a clone and he wants to head off into the sunset, and which I'm okay with that ending. That was a good sunset ending for him. Tom DeFalco definitely did a way better job than years of other Marvel writers. Now, at the time, Marvel was still good, so they did have some good stories. I just mean how they ended the Ben Reilly saga was really dumb, and now in modern times, how they're rebooting it is also really dumb. So I'm excited to see him in Into the Spider-Verse. Hopefully they'll do right by him. Hopefully we'll see something really cool. I really hope so because, like I said, he's one of the best. Normally I don't like sort of those characters that are kind of created to replace characters. I used to like the idea of passing mantles. I don't anymore. I think now it's kind of become a gimmick. They've overused it. They've overplayed their hand with that, both DC and Marvel. So hopefully we'll see some creative way where he's introduced. Like I said, Into the Spider-Verse, or excuse me, Across the Spider-Verse is looking good. The animation looks really unique. It looks fun. And of course, I like Spider-Man. I like that idea of going into the Spider-Verse as it is, or I should say across the Spider-Verse. But I'm going to wait and see because the other thing, like I'm excited to see Spider-Man 2099. I'm excited to see the Spectacular Spider-Man. I'm excited to see the Scarlet Spider, but I'm also hesitant with other things that they're doing. We're just going to have to wait and see, but hopefully it's really good. It turns out well, and just like the first one. Well, I don't know where it's going to go, and but I think that judging based on how good the first one was, hopefully Sony Pictures Animation will continue that trend. If you liked that video, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Give it a thumbs up. And I would be honored today if you would subscribe. No matter what platform you're watching on, please subscribe, hit that follow button, share it out all over the place, and check me out on some of my other socials. I've got links in the description below. Also, check out my website, StudioJakeMedia.com, and consider supporting this channel on StudioJakeMedia.locals.com. It really helps smaller creators out. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.